I was probably like 12 or 13 years old here. I don't know what it is, but that age, everybody just looked weird. Yeah, it's true. But I remember when I was a kid, I was super insecure, but I was still very popular. Still had lots of friends. I still talked to people, but I remember I used to get embarrassed quite easily. And that felt weird because usually, the insecure type are guys who just keep to themselves, scared to speak, this type of thing. I wasn't really that. But the problem with me being insecure was it made me deeply unhappy with the things I was insecure about. And you know what? Some of these problems lasted in my life way longer than they should have. And if I'd have realized how to deal with them at an earlier age, it would have completely changed the game for me. It's like a restriction that's built into your mind. And if you don't deal with these, it's just going to materialize into other things. It's going to stop you getting the opportunities you want. And it's just going to make you unhappy with yourself. It did take me a long time to get rid of these. So let me just tell you a story. This was actually in my adult life. Yeah. This was after I did my first monk mode. It wasn't a thing at the time, but I did one way back when. And I remember I used to go to the gym and I couldn't even say hello to somebody. I couldn't even say, hi, how are you? Because in my mind, I thought that person would be looking at me and thinking, why is this guy talking to me? This is how socially awkward I made myself. Now, that was from working all the time, right? But in my mind, I didn't realize, well, Theo, you've just been working too much. You need to just start getting on with normal life again. I thought there's genuinely something wrong with me. And it took me a long time to get out of that. And the way I did it, I'm going to share with you next. So there's two paths you can go down with insecurities. Path one, stay insecure, lose forever. This is what most people do. They never get the balls to deal with their insecurities, or they don't know how. So they just put it off, put it off, put it off. And these are the type of people that are angry at random. These are the type of people who are just look genuinely unhappy. These are the type of people who you don't really hear much of. They're quite quiet, keep to themselves. And then you've got number two, and this is turning your biggest insecurities into your biggest attributes. Now, the stark difference between those two is night and day, right? Let's just say you were born broke. A lot of rich people were born broke. They were born with that insecurity of having no money. So that's why they dedicate so hard to actually getting the money in the first place. Now, some people are born broke and just stay broke forever. They just accept it. They keep the insecurity. They decide that's them forever. And they just accept it. Fuck that. Yeah? What we need to be focusing on is how we can actually flip it. We want to be turning this round and actually making it work for you, not work against you. And this is the power of really being honest about your insecurities and actually turning them into one of your biggest strengths. What I'm about to share with you next is going to completely change the game for you. The first step is you have to be honest with yourself. Now, I know some people who are not honest with themselves. They lie about themselves, they make excuses. And the problem with this is the only person you're cheating is you. Yeah. There's nothing embarrassing about saying you're bad at something. Stop cheating yourself. Deep down, you know what you're bad at. You know what you're insecure about. You know the reasons why you're insecure. So you have to stop lying to yourself. This is the main thing, the main reason why people don't get over this, because they continuously lie to themselves. That's why they can never go and fix it, because they always tell themselves it's not really a problem, instead of thinking about actually how to fix the solution. This can destroy your lives. And you know, when you see it on somebody, it's so frustrating to see. You like want to shake them and just ask them, why will you not fix this? But this is how some people live. Let me just tell you a little story here. This is a little storyboard. So this is how I turned my biggest insecurities into my biggest strengths, right? I was skinny, so I went to the gym and I got jacked. Yeah, I was insecure about it being skinny. I took the energy about the insecurity. I took the knowledge of my insecurity. I accepted it, and I channeled that energy and work into the opposite effect. Again, number two, this is depicting my social skills. This version of Theo right here is not a sociable guy. Yeah. This office that I'm in, I was down there with like a dungeon. I was working 24/7. Well, not 24/7, but I was working every day, 7 days a week. Not talking to anybody. Terrible social skills. I was dressing like shit. And every time I went out into public, I couldn't even speak to people. This was when I used to go to the gym. I couldn't even speak to people. I couldn't even say, hello, how are you doing? That's a problem. You're blocking opportunities in your life there. And I was so in my head about it for so long. But I started learning about social skills. I started trying to speak to people on purpose, purposefully going and attacking that problem and turning it into a skill. And that led me to, talking to other entrepreneurs, having better relationships with people, easier to get girls, easier to make friends, easier to make business opportunities. Each of these skills are what's holding you back. And then here, this is young Theo here. I was broke, so I started my own business, and then I got a full-time business out of it. So I was broke, and I started my own business. I turned that insecurity into a lifelong mission. I'm saying lifelong. I'm only 24, 25 next week. I turned it into a mission. I accepted the insecurity. I decided I was broke, rather than just hiding it from people that I'm broke, hiding it from people I've got bad social skills, hiding it from people that I'm weak. I took it all as problems that I need to solve. I accepted it, I admitted it, and then I used that energy of insecure energy and being unhappy about them to turn them into strengths. And that's how I was able to flip it, completely change the direction that I went down, because I was honest with myself and problem aware. And that is one thing you need to take away from this video. Each thing that you are insecure about is an opportunity to not only excel in that area, not only get good in that area, but excel in that area. You have to be brutally honest, yeah? You are in a position to fix it. So let's just say you've now actually admitted your insecurities. If you're watching this video, you're insecure about something. Otherwise, you wouldn't have clicked on this video. Admit your insecurity. There's nothing wrong with you. You're allowed to be bad at stuff. There's nothing embarrassing. This is where your journey starts. Now, let's take social skills, for example. Right, I've now said I'm bad at social skills. So now what's the step one? Well, what I like to do is research and action. Now, you don't want to be one of these guys who read all the books and never does any action. Watching content on YouTube, watching content on social media, never actually does the action. So this is the perfect blend that you need to do. Reading, knowledge, studying, matched with action. So what I used to do was, I used to read about social skills, watch videos about social skills, try it in person, and then see what the results are like. Sometimes you fail, sometimes it's bad, but 99 times out of 100 it's not. It's all in your head. And when you start doing that little bit of work, it takes a very small amount of time to fix these things. If you're starting a business, it's completely different, right? But personal skills, a lot of this is in your mind. You've been dealt a hand where your mind is making up certain scenarios. The rest of the world may not see you like that. So you have to get out of your own mind and actually start putting it into practice. So what do you do first? Hyper study, hyper learn, but get to work. Don't get this twisted. Don't just read the books, get to work. You're going to be shocked how easy it is to even get the information. Like, you might go buy your first book on social skills, you read it, and it's like it's speaking to you, it's addressing your personal problem. But the difference is between you and the people who never fix it, you've actually decided you've got an insecurity and you've gone and bought the book, and you've actually read it, and you've actually tried. That simple thing that everybody can do, that's easy to do, nobody does. And that's where it all starts. So, what do you work on? Well, social skills. Talk to one new person daily. I used to do this in the gym. I might be walking down the street and there's an old man at the bus stop. Good morning, how are you? These simple things, and if you've got good social skills and you talk to a lot of people on a daily basis, this might sound silly. But when you spend a lot of time on your own and your social skills are terrible and it's snowballing downwards, then that's actually a big thing. So you've got to decide what is your insecurity, and just baby steps, but daily action. That's what you're looking for, daily action. Talking to girls. You've got to start cold approaching. This will fit into social skills for me, right? I couldn't talk to anybody. So if you can't talk to anybody, you can't talk to girls. So I had to start cold approaching, character building. And then once you start doing it, it starts going good. All this stuff is in your mind. And then you'll get to a point where even if it doesn't go good, you don't care because your social skills are good, yeah? And that's what we're aiming towards. Broke, start learning about business. Start buying and selling stuff. Start actually putting a business into action. Make the company. Post a YouTube video. Skinny, start working out. Go on a walk. Go on a run. Try a diet. Cut some food out. You've got to act on these things. Nobody's coming to fix these problems for you. You've got to act on these things. But I promise you, A small amount of action goes a long way if it's a massive insecurity. You've got to reframe your mindset, right? Have you ever been around a negative person and all they talk about is problems? Well, there's two type of mindsets you can have. You can be a problem-based thinker or a solution-based thinker. I saw a quote where it explained this, and it's always stuck with me. You can either think of problems or you can think of solutions. So if I'm flat broke, I can think, well, I'm flat broke, complain about it. I'm having such an hard time, I hate it. Da, 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 da. Or I can say, well, right, I'm flat broke. I need to get a job. I need to start a business. I need to sell my old stuff. I need to start learning about money. I need to start learning about business. I need a high income skill. You have two thought processes you can go down. Most people sit with the problems, just think about problems, just talk about problems. Well, when you talk about problems, it's like a plant that you're giving water, you're letting it grow. But when you talk about solutions, your brain's looking for solutions. Subconsciously, your brain's looking for solutions. When you're looking at problems, your brain's going to start looking for problems. And it's as simple as that. So if you are finding yourself being a negative, problem-based thinker, every time you have a problem come to your mind, try to think in a solution way, in a solution-based thinking. Think about the solution and it will materialize in real life. It's like you think about red cars all day, you'll start seeing red cars. You start thinking about solutions all day, you'll start seeing solutions. You start thinking about problems all day, you're going to start seeing problems. That's how the game works. This is a massive mindset shift if you are a problem-based thinker. But you've got to be willing to actually say, right, I am a problem-based thinker. Doesn't mean you're a piece of shit. It doesn't mean you've done anything wrong. Just change it. It's as simple as that. Just change it. Make the change. But the solution is small action on a daily basis. Small action on a daily basis. Think about your problems, yeah? Don't think about them as the permanent. Think about your insecurities. Think about what's going on. And then start thinking, how do I solve this? And when you're thinking all the time, how do I solve this? You're going to start getting ideas. And as long as you're the type of person to actually act on the ideas, then it can be fixed. But you have to act on the ideas. Now, the next thing is do it anyway mindset, right? This is something I made after being sick and tired, after being mentally controlled by insecurities. And if you have got a big insecurity going on in your life right now, you know the feeling. You're mentally controlled. I used to be going out in public. I had the bad social skills and I wanted to speak to somebody, but something was holding me back in my mind. Something was holding me back so strong. And I used to go to social settings, come away and then be annoyed with myself that I didn't go speak to that person. I didn't go cold approach that girl. I didn't go do that thing. And it used to eat me up and make the problem worse. I used to actually think I had something wrong with me. You know, when your mind is idle, it's not your friend. Your mind is not your friend. So you've got to keep it in check. And I was getting controlled. So what I did was I really started thinking the do it anyway mindset. Now, I always had this for business. I don't care if I want to do it. I only care if it needs doing. This is how you have to approach all of your insecurities. You're learning about business every day. If that's your biggest insecurity, and that's going to be your biggest resolution, you can't be asking yourself for permission. It's not about do you want to do it, it's about does it need doing. Because when you ask yourself permission, you're giving the opportunity for it to not happen. But when you have your mindset of do it anyway, does it need doing? Does it need doing? Yes, no. Yes, do it. No, no. But when you're asking yourself, do you want to do it? No. Your mind will justify. So you've got to be thinking in a way of, does it need doing? Then you see the clear answer, yes. Because then it's harder to refuse. And that was a big mindset shift that helped me. Most people think being insecure is a massive issue. Now, it can be a massive issue when you're in it, but it's actually a great position to be in. Now, the reason why I say this is because most people just accept that they're bad at something and they sit with it. They accept the identity, they accept that's them for the rest of their lives, and they never deal with their problems. This is why you see people who are 60 years old doing niche. But the more insecure you are, the more problem aware you are. Now, being problem aware is actually a good position to be in because you can see clearly what you need to work on. The more problem aware you are and the more that you've thought about it, you can see clearly what are the next steps, what's causing you the most pain. You know what to target. This is how I look at life. This is a very good chart here. Very professional chart, if I do say so myself. But the message is important, right? So we've got blue, the average Joes, and we've got red, which is going to be you. Okay? So when you're not really insecure, right, much, you don't really have many problems, you're from a stable household, you like to play it safe, not much is going on, this is how your life's going to be. You're going to feel little bits of greatness, little bits of sadness, little bits of greatness, little bits of sadness. You're never really away from the unstable line. Now, when you're born with an insecurity, you might be born flat broke, then you're down here, my friend. You're right at the bottom. But the good thing about being right at the bottom, you have to feel it down here to get the motivation to get up here. Because if you're born into money, you're never going to have the drive to go get rich on your own. If you're born with great social skills, you've never got a burning desire to go fix that problem. So the more lower down you've experienced, when you start taking that problem on as being your fault and something in your control and accepting it, that's the drive that you need to then experience the maximum amount on the other side. And this is how I like to look at problems. Because look, I've been broke, had terrible social skills, been bad with girls, had anger problems, had all sorts of issues in my life. All sorts of issues in my life where I've not been able to figure it out. And, you know, I could have sat at the bottom and just decided to take it. I could have just been a skinny loser, right? But I looked at those like things that were in my control, and this is where I get the desire, the work ethic, the very strong work ethic I have to get my goals done. Because I look at it like this. I've got the energy because I felt it down at the bottom. That's why I want to get to the very top. And when you start thinking in this type of mindset, you start looking at the things that you're bad at as an opportunity. And you're going to start getting the most advantages out of them instead of the maximum disadvantages. Try these out, take accountability, and get to work. Subscribe to the channel. Let's go.